Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the San Diego Padres.
We welcome you back to America's finest city, San Diego, where the Padres are so glad to be back home after a long trip. They're back at Petco Park, where it's game 1 of 3 between the Chicago Cubs and the San Diego Padres. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, along with Tony Gwynn Jr. Welcome to Padres Baseball, presented by Major League Baseball. Well, tonight in Game 1 of the series, Randy Vasquez takes the baseball, having an amazing season, but his best outing might have been his last.
You know, Don, when the season started this year, the Padres came into the year really hoping to see Randy Vasquez take that next step. He finished the season so wonderfully, throwing the ball well. They wanted to see if he can have a continuation, and Randy has not disappointed. You see the numbers. He has a 1.88 ERA. The strikeout numbers are up. The swing and miss is up. And you just see a more confident pitcher on the bump. Spent a lot of time with Yu Darvish last year, and it seems like that's certainly rubbing off to this great start.
Chicago Cubs are off to a very good start tonight's game 1 of this series, and so far their offense has been terrific.
Yeah, listen, it's a lot of the same characters that we seen in last year's team, but you add Alex Bregman, who signs via free agents. You know what he brings to the table. But watch out for the young man, Moises Ballesteros. He came up last year, had some success offensively. He's going to get the start behind the plate, but this young man can really swing it. Flat bat path through the zone. It's in the zone for a long time. The Cubs have really benefited from having him in the lineup.
And their offense has really been on display the last 12 games.
Yeah, 10-2 in the last 12 games, averaging about 6 runs. You see the team batting average, the OPS, the homers. The top 4 on this list right here either lead or tied for the MLB lead. This team's coming off of losing 2 of 3 to the Dodgers. They're going to be hungry trying to put up some runs against this Padre pitching staff.
Coming up, home sweet home. The Padres are so glad to be home, where many of their hitters flourish. Mike Pomerantz will join us next to explain the home cooking. We return to San Diego. That's next. Padres Baseball is presented by Petco, official partner of the San Diego Padres. By Mercury Insurance, smart insurance for smart people. By Sequan Casino Resort, official casino partner of the San Diego Padres. And by Prize Picks. Win cash while watching sports, the official daily fantasy partner of the Padres. Padres and Cubs game 1, but before we get it started, let's send it down to Mike Pomerantz.
Well, Don, thanks very much. You know, we were talking about this before, how nice it is to win on the road 5-3 away from Petco, but boy, have the boys done well here. 9-4 at Petco Park, including 8 straight wins. Everybody fighting to get to the bat rack tonight for game 1 against the Cubs, particularly Ramon Laureano, not only hitting .381, but he has 4 homers on the year, all of them here at Petco Park. Fernando hitting over .300 here in the friendly confines, and Luis Camposano has done a really nice job, as has Jackson Merrill. So a lot of high averages, a lot of high intensity, and a lot of high hopes as the Padres take on the Cubs for game 1. It should be a ton of fun. It's a wild card rematch. We've seen these guys before, and it didn't go our way. Today, a chance at some vindication. Game 1 of 3, Padres and Cubs with Don Orsillo and Tony Gwynn Jr. Enjoy it.
Hey folks, Chicago resident Bob Swirsky here. I've decided to leave the comforts of the Windy City and landed here in your beautiful city for a little surf, sun, and a week's worth of Chicago baseball, as both the Cubs and the White Sox are in town this week. My cousin Ronnie tells me the Padres have been playing pretty well at Petco Park, winning their last 8 in impressive fashion. But like a good Polish sausage, never doubt what Chicago brings to the table. Now tonight it begins with my boys from the north side, the Cubs. So far, we really like what we see in that new kid, Alex Bregman.
The wall, and the first breaking bomb for Alex here at home.
And if you need some defense, look out for that guy with the hyphen, PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong. PCA could save the day.
Mason went out to the gap. Oh, what a catch by PCA!
know. Word on the street is that kid Merrill is pretty good in that.
Jackson Merrill on the warning track leaps and makes the catch again at the wall. Merrill madness again in center field.
So it should be a good matchup, you folks. My Cubbies and your Padres are next. Let the best city win in that.
It sounded an awful lot like Mark Grant to me. I don't know.
It did sound a little bit like Marquette.
Illinois native and all. Mark Grant. Anyway, outstanding. As it is so good to be back here at Petco Park in San Diego after a lengthy road trip for the Padres. It was a successful lengthy road trip. Anytime you can go over 500 on the road is a good thing. As we welcome you back inside Petco Park. The Cubs are here. Craig Counsell's team. Their lineup brought to you by Appliance Alley. Nico Horner's at second base with Michael Busch at first. It is Alex Bregman, the newcomer at third base. Ian Happ is the DH. Seiya Suzuki in right field. Moises Ballesteros doing the catching. Michael Conforto, the veteran in left field. Dansby Swanson at short, and Pete Crow Armstrong batting out of the 9th spot for the Cubs. On the mound for the Padres tonight is Randy Vasquez.
Take a look at the much improved numbers of Randy Vasquez here in 2026. 2-0 on the year, rocking a 1.88 ERA. Punch outs are up. See opponents hitting only .223 on the season.
Let's take a look at StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud.
He, for whatever reason, pitches extremely well in Colorado, where seemingly no one else does. You get a look at his last start there. See the outs that he got. Really efficient with his command where he wants to throw the pitch, and it's led to some good success here in the early going.
Well, defensively tonight for the Padres, left to right in the outfield, Laureano, Merrill, and Castellanos. Third to first, Machado, Bogarts, Fernando's back at second base, France at first, and Fermin doing the catching for Vasquez. So here is Nico Horner stepping in on the right side to get it started from Petco Park in San Diego. On the corner of Tony and Trevor, we're ready to go. First pitch of this one is in there for strike one. We're underway from San Diego. We're at 307, 4 homers and 23 runs batted in. And you highlighted it as part of our open. This is an offense that's got it going on right now.
They are. They're a tough offense from 1 through 9. Do such a wonderful job in really putting a lot of pressure on the opposing pitcher. Warner 4 for 12 so far on this road trip. An RBI, a walk. He's the one that kind of gets the party going for him.
First stop was LA as part of this West Coast swing. Dropped 2 out of 3 to the Dodgers, and here they are now for the first of 3 from Petco Park in San Diego.
Take a look at the spray chart of Nico Horner, the guy who uses the whole field. His pop is to the full side, obviously in left field, but he's just made himself a really tough hitter to deal with, especially at the top of the lineup.
Kind of a pest.
Yeah.
Fouls off another. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Horner. Leading it off in the top of the first inning. So impressive. Randy Vasquez last time out at Coors Field. He has 7 shutout innings at that place. Tough to do.
Not the first time we've seen Randy have success at that ballpark too, and I think it's just been a continuation of no matter where Randy has pitched, he's thrown the ball really well here in 2026.
Just the 10th starter to win a game 1-0 at Coors Field. Tells you everything you need to know about how good his outing was. I mean, there's no question about the stuff, the command, and at times he would walk some people, but I mean, he's a pretty good pitcher we're seeing right now coming into his own.
He really is, and it just goes to show you that some of those tougher stretches he's had over the last 2 years, I don't know that we get this version of Vasquez without him kind of walking through that fire a little bit.
Ball 4, and he walks the leadoff hitter here in the first inning. When pitchers K9, you win. Score 25% off your total purchase at participating Petco locations tomorrow with your loyalty membership. Just ask to redeem the Padres K9 promotion at checkout. So leadoff walk here, never a good thing, as Michael Busch stands in, the first baseman for the Cubbies. Swing and a miss for strike 1 on the curveball.
That's kind of what Horner does there. 8-pitch walk, and he certainly is a threat at first base with 7 bags on the season.
Talk about that Coors Field start. Had just 10 pitches in the first inning. This will be pitch 10 of this inning. And a ground ball foul to the end of the Padres house. Scatters him.
Michael Busch also off to a good start on this road trip. 4 for 12. Couple doubles and RBI.
A 7-game hitting streak coming into tonight's action. This one is Carr fouled to the screen. Look at the 7-gamer. 10 for 30, 333. Mixed in 2 home runs and driven in 8 in his current hitting streak. Elevates and strikes him out. 95 on the 4-seam fastball. First out comes via the K.
He obviously, in Vasquez, has the added velocity this year, but this is what he's done best. Fermin asked for this pitch up and want it in. That's exactly where he throws it. And I think because of the execution this year, I think that's been a reason we've seen a big jump. You mentioned the walks he's had over the last couple of years. Not seeing that as much here so far.
1 on, 1 out for Alex Bregman. Looked like he was headed back to Boston, but it ends up being a year and done in Boston, as it turns out. And now a member of the Chicago Cubs. They're happy to have him.
So Bregman feels pretty good about his decision right about now. Good sinker there from Vasquez. Quickly ahead of Bregman, 0-2.
And the whiff rate is certainly up. Plus 12.9% difference. 6th in the majors. That category.
Again, I think you can attribute that to the uptick in velocity and the command that he has displayed here so far this season. Only really 1 clunker this year from Vasquez so far.
Seems to be a lot more comfortable, and I guess with success you're going to be more comfortable.
Success, kind of walking through some of those trials that he had the last couple of years. Obviously having a mentor like Yu Darvish, I think, can go a long way for a young pitcher.
2-2 is to deep left field. Laureano is back at the wall. He leaps and makes the catch. Turns and fires back in.
They're saying he didn't catch it.
So 2 down.
It was certainly looking like third place umpire Shane Liebensparger was given the safe sign. See Ramon go up, make the play, then get it in quickly.
He went a long way to make that play into deep left center field, and Randy Vasquez certainly appreciates it. So 2 down. Horner at first and Ian Happ. I think the indication you saw was the umpire indicating there was no interference by that fan that was leaning over.
Okay.
So I think that's why he gave the safe sign, that it was not a problem.
Either way, a tremendous play
Yes.
by Ramon Laureano.
Pitch 20 of this first inning for Vasquez, and it'll miss. Short lead for Horner at first base, held on over there by Ty France. Line drive to right center field. Over goes Castellanos to make the catch. It'll end the inning. Works his way around a leadoff walk. And gets a great defensive catch from his left fielder. Ramon Laureano racing back to the warning track on the wall to make that grab. Padres are coming up in San Diego. Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Here's the Padres lineup brought to you by UC San Diego Health. Laureano's coming up to lead it off with Tatis back at second base tonight. Merrill is in center. Machado at third. Bogarts at short. And Duhar, the DH, with France at first. Castellanos in right. And Fermin doing the catching. Batting out of the ninth spot. Matthew Boyd, who the Padres faced in the postseason last year. On the mound tonight for the Cubs.
Look at Boyd's numbers on the year. Fourth start of the year. 1-1 with a 5.79 ERA.
Boy, that series went quickly, didn't it? I mean, I know it's a 3-game series and all. It's going to go quickly, but it was over before you know it.
He blinked and it was over. The change up there from Boyd. You're going to see a lot of those to the right-handed hitters today for the Padres.
This is in. Oh, we got an ABS challenge.
The pitch was called a ball. The pitcher has challenged.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
It was an accidental challenge. I don't think Boyd really wanted to.
The pitch was a ball. Chicago has one remaining challenge.
You could immediately see Boyd point to his chest like, my bad. And then he...
My bad, right away. That's ball 4. And a leadoff walk for Ramon Laureano.
Take a look at our
time for the Squan Casino Resort scouting report.
Fly ball pitcher for Boyd. Majority of his outs are going to come in the air. His fastball usage is up, but that's the pitch that the Padres want to get on. He's kind of spraying the fastball. When it's up in the zone is when it's good, but hasn't quite been as accurate putting it in that spot.
And Fernando takes strike 1 on the changeup. Well, I don't know if there's any correlation or not. I just know when Fernando starts at second base so far, 6 for 14 at 462 at the plate. I don't know if there's any correlation to him coming into the infield or not, and why it would affect his offense. But so it's grounded back to the mound, and a bobble. He'll just get the one play, and he makes it. The out at first. He's thinking too much, and bobbled it. Gets Fernando as Laureano takes second base.
Boyd actually fielded this ball on an in-between hop pretty well, but as he was pulling it up to his hand, he kind of lost the feel of it, left him with only the play at first to get Toddy. Because I think it's very easy to come to that conclusion because he's had success in the 14 at-bats. And maybe it is. Maybe it's something that allows him to kind of not think about, you know, some of his struggles because he's in the infield with where a lot of action is.
I know Mookie Betts enjoys the infield more than the outfield. There's just more action. I think it keeps his focus better.
You certainly have less time to be thinking about the ABs that you're having.
Exactly. A lot of time to think when you're in right field.
A lot of time in the outfield in general.
This is hooked through the right side into right field, a base hit. Laureano's coming around. He will score. Padres take the 1-0 lead. Jackson Merrill drives in the game's first run.
This is why you want to get on the heater from Matthew Boyd. Leaves this ball right in the middle of the plate. And Jackson Merrill attacks it hard through the right side. The leadoff walk to Laureano comes back to bite Boyd as the Padres take a 1-0 lead.
Laureano was not sure if that throw was coming plateward or not. So he went in on the slide, and it was Manny's first AB of the night. 209, 4 homers, 16 runs batted in.
Starting to see Manny pick up the pace a little bit offensively. His last 6 at-bats, I think, have been marvelous. We saw the 2 homers yesterday, had a extra base hit robbed at the end of that game yesterday.
Off the end of the bat, into shallow right, that'll drop for a hit. Going first to third is Merrill, no problem. Padres have runners at the corners with 1 away.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. It's a changeup. It's a good pitch. See Manny out in front, kind of caps this ball, but able to drop a grenade into right field, setting up first and third now for Xander Bogaerts.
At the corners with 1 away. Already have a run, looking for more here in the first inning. By the way, that's just the 4th first inning run this season for the Padres. The first inning, they've not done a lot of damage this year.
No, they really haven't done a lot of damage in the early innings.
No,
a lot of their damage is coming in the 7th inning or later.
When the Kansas City Royals have fewer runs in the first inning, just 2. Lined and caught at second base. Nico Horner for out number 2. Score a free jumbo jack from Jack in the Box after a Padres home run with the purchase of a large drink. Padres have not scored multiple first inning runs all year. Looking to do so right here. Miguel Andujar at 311, no homers. 5 runs batted in into his 19th game of the year. This is team game number 28 of the season for the Padres.
Hit safely in 12 of his last 15. 6 doubles, a triple, 5 RBIs.
No, it seems like anytime he's in there, something good's going to happen.
Righty or lefty. He's actually swung it better against righties so far this year. Certainly a nice luxury for Craig Stammen.
So far, it seems Craig Stammen has got enough playing time for everybody for the most part, and sitting some guys some different days, and that approach has seemed to work so far.
Yeah, as I said, it's been a luxury. All of the guys he's kind of rotating, all kind of swinging the bat well. Ty France, Miguel Andujar, Gavin Sheets on that list. And so, in the past it seems like you've kind of had to do it out of necessity. This year it's felt like no matter who he's put in there, they've been productive at times.
And Boyd falls behind here 3-0 to Andujar. And that's ball 4. That'll load the bases. 2 walks in his first inning. Brings up Ty France. Not 1, but 2 home runs in Mexico the other day.
Knew he got the first one. You could tell by the way he let the bat down. I asked him about the second one that we're about to see. He said, I knew it hit it good. I just didn't know if I had enough height on it. This ball ended up well over the right field wall.
Bases loaded, 2 down.
I mean, even in this first inning, after that challenge, there's been a couple close pitches that I'm sure they would have liked to have a look at, but with only 1 challenge remaining in the first, you're going to have to sit on it for a little bit.
20th pitch of this first inning coming up for Boyd. Drops in there for the strike. Boyd had no walks in his last outing against the Philadelphia Phillies. 2 walks in the first inning tonight. Almost hit him. Boyd doesn't like that baseball. Get a new one. Council's team coming in, playing some pretty good baseball to begin the year, especially offensively. France fights it off, foul to the right, out of play. Evens at 2-2.
He got himself a fastball in. 2-1. Aggressive hack fouls it off.
I mentioned that the Padres saw him in the NL wild card 4 1/3, the 1 earned run. The game the Cubs did win. Not part of the decision. Fouled off to the right. Battle continues. Ty France, amazingly, does not have a grand slam on his resume. Full count now. It's time to party. 3-2 with 2 outs in the inning. Bases loaded and everybody on the move. France to deep left center field. Back and it is going to one-hop up and over. That'll play 2. Padres will take a 3-0 lead.
Let's take a look at the sequence here to Ty France. Going to see a first pitch heater. It's in off the plate. Comes back with a changeup. Gets the called strike. And now he's going to see a couple fastballs in a row that are in the zone. The second one fouls off a good changeup here. Misses with the fastball, and Ty knows a changeup's coming there. You can almost see him sitting on it. Splits that left center field alley. Rule book double for Ty France. Padres applying pressure here early to Matthew Boyd.
A visit from the pitching coach for the Cubs, Tommy Hotovy. That was a pretty good AB right there.
Great AB, and you know we've seen that really from the Padres as a whole. And I think a lot of times the reason why the 7th inning is there, they've started to build kind of a momentum. You start seeing more and more of those type of at-bats. They've been able to cash them in.
Here's Nick Castellanos. 2nd and 3rd. And the recipient of strike 1. So 3 total first inning runs coming into tonight's game for the Padres this season. They get 3 in this first inning tonight. Equal their season total. Strike 2.
There's no doubt that this offense has been better here at home. Seems to be a comfort level amongst these guys when they're in this ballpark.
Reaches out, flips it foul. Well, Boyd in his first 3 starts never threw more than 15 pitches in the first inning. And a boatload of pitches here as we pitch 29 in the first inning. He's not out of it yet.
He's leaned heavily on that changeup to righties here. See if he goes to it here. 0-2.
Fly ball left center. Crow Armstrong started back, but he can recover, and he does to make the catch. But the damage has been done. The Padres scored 3 times in the first inning. Jackson Merrill hooks this into right field, scoring Laureano. First run coming in. Then it's Ty France with the bases loaded. Ground rule double. 3-0 Padres. Padres on top 3-0. That's the score on our UC San Diego Health scoreboard. We got 2 teams who are performing well in the month of April. Of course, we started in March, and in April, since the beginning of April 1, the Padres 17-5, the Cubs 15-8. So 2 of the top 3 teams in that category in the month of April.
The Padres probably played their worst baseball at first homestand, which was the rest of March. As you can see, since that calendar turned to April, Padres have been one of the better teams in the league.
Seiya Suzuki at 305, 4 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Vasquez in the first inning walked Horner, but then Got the next 3 in a row. And he's not allowed to run in the first inning this season. A pop-up foul off to the right out of play.
Those 4 home runs have come in the last 6 games for Suzuki, so he's starting to heat up. As you can see.
Yes. Wow. 10 for 24, 417 with those 4 home runs. Outfield is on the deep side for him. As a result, pretty much straight away. Lifts it foul off to the right out of play. A walk in the first, and Vasquez also had a strikeout. Driven to deep left center field. Back goes Laureano at the wall. He will leap and it's gone. Home run number 5 of the year for Suzuki. Gets the Cubs on the board.
So now 5 homers in his last 7 games. Clips this hanging slider left over the outer third of the plate. Doesn't quite get it to that outside corner. Despite the great effort from Laureano, Suzuki gets the Cubs on the board.
He is powered up. First Cubs hit in his game is a home run. Solo shot for Suzuki. Esteros now batting, and we were talking a lot about him before the game and in the open that this is a guy that they're very excited about.
We saw him a little bit last year when he came up, and left-handed hitter's got a great swing. Flat bat path, and it's in the zone a long time.
Esteros will pop it up foul off to the left out of play. Rookie ranks first in batting average of 397. First in OPS, second in hard hit rate, so he's squaring them up too. 23 hits, good for 6th in the last 16 games. Impressive 526 average. That'll get it done.
Yeah, every time.
Rolls it over right side. France will flip to Vasquez for out number 1. Good job by Vasquez, realizing he had to get over there, and did.
Get some weak contact there on the breaking ball. Vasquez gets over and fields his position, able to get out number 1.
Here's Michael Conforto. Veteran is hitting at 333 so far. Hot shot caught by Ty France at first base. Good contact. But France is there. Out number 2.
He's a Gold Glover for a reason. 104 off the bat. Little cutter in. Conforto right on it, but France lined up perfectly to take extra bases away.
So after the home run by Suzuki, Vasquez has retired the next 2. Now Dansby Swanson will send it through the left side into left field to base hit. A 2-out knock and the second hit of the night for Chicago.
Told you before the game, this is a deep lineup.
Yeah, it is.
And Swanson hitting 8th in this lineup. PCA hitting 9th.
How about that? Pete Armstrong out of the 9 spot. Now he has struggled offensively. But 238, 1 home run, 7 runs batted in. Just not used to seeing him in the 9 spot.
No. And he's right. He won't continue to be down in the 9 spot.
Jumping on that first pitch aggressively.
But they have a deep enough lineup where you can kind of put him down there and let him kind of find his offensive game. Had a career season last year.
First pitch strikes. to the first 9 hitters in a row for Vasquez, starting off ahead. Now he's ahead 0-2. So he was a 30-30 guy last year. What a very exclusive group.
That's with a cold spell at the end of the season. I mean, he got to those numbers really quickly. Struggled in the second half of the year. Good pitch there by Vasquez. Good miss. Kareem wanted that pitch up. He got it there. PCA able to lay off.
That strike 3 gets him looking. Second strikeout for Vasquez. Suzuki on the home run gets the Cubs on the board. 3-1 Padres. 3-1 Padres have the lead over the Cubs. We head to the bottom of the second inning. San Diego-based Slightly Stupid is bringing the Field of Dreams Festival to Petco Park on Saturday, June 13th. This festival will span 2 stages and feature performances by Slightly Stupid, Sublime, Stephen Marley, The Elevators, Pepper, and more. Explore VIP packages and tickets for this one-of-a-kind event. Visit Padres.com/stupid. Bottom of the second inning. Number 9 man, Freddie Fermin to lead it off for the Padres with Laureano and Tatis to follow. Long first inning for Boyd, giving up the 3 runs. 29 pitch first inning.
We're seeing why teams are hitting at a high average on that fastball. He's kind of spraying it right now. Not able to command it where he wants. Ready to reach safely in his last 7.
Top of the order, Ramon Laureano waiting on deck.
Again, Boyd gets the strike there, but Ballesteros was asked for that pitch away. He ends up crossfiring it over the inner third.
Down the left field line. Conforto moves over towards the line. It'll fall foul. Harmlessly so. And into the seats. Conforto giving chase. Full count now to Fermin. Here's a look at our Disney Cruise Line cruise cam. Oh, there's no doubt now that is definitely a cruise line, and that's definitely Disney. Sailing from San Diego. It's a ground ball on 2 hops out to Dansby Swanson for the first out of the bottom of the second inning. Well, Ramon Laureano loves playing here at Petco Park. Highest home OPS before May in a season. Padres all time. Christian Villanueva leading in that category. You got Nevin and Laureano this season. Rupert Jones and Manny Machado round out that list.
Certainly encouraging to see some of these guys hitting well here at Petco Park.
Career .275 hitter here, 5 home runs here. A lot of deep counts. 4 3-ball counts. First time through the order for Matthew Boyd. Tough sky right now, but a fly ball to left. Conforto coming in. Takes care of out number 2. We'll take us to Fernando.
Right now, if you're a pitcher that is struggling to command the ball, this lineup will certainly take advantage of it. Not a team that does a lot of chasing. Boyd right now struggling with that fastball command especially.
Starts him with a fastball for a strike. Barely in that outside corner. 0-2. Sticking with the fastball.
Yeah, not where he wanted it, but able to get it by Toddy to move ahead 0-2.
Mixed in a slider, missed. And Fernando at 6'4", second tallest Padre to make a start at second base. Arky Sanfranco, 6'5".
I don't find too many second basemen at that height.
No. That is strike 3. Fernando goes looking. Just the first strikeout for Boyd, but he has a 1-2-3 inning, 3-1 Padres.
When is real treat for you tonight. You're seeing some of the best defenses in all of baseball. In particular, 2 stellar center fielder taking the Jackie Robinson Day just this year. Pete Crow Armstrong laying out. This guy can get it done, but so can our guy, Jackson Merrill. This one off the bat of Julio Rodriguez. Get up there and robbing the home run. So Jackson Merrill, Pete Crow Armstrong, 2 of the best defensive center fielders in all the game. We took a look at a StatCast metric. It's called fielding run value. And what it tells us is it captures a player's measurable defensive performance on what we call a run-based scale. So it takes all types of metrics like outs above average, range, and arm. We went back to 2025. Armstrong right there, 28 in essence runs saved with his overall defense. And Jackson Merrill there, remember he had the short season last year. So his number is at +6. But 2 of the finest defenders, both similarly aged, both on extension, so cornerstone pieces of their organization. And then we're going to get, I think, a real treat, not just this series, but as we watch their careers progress.
2 pretty impressive center fielders, there's no doubt about that, and they cover a lot of ground. I want to ask you about that particular stat, though. What do you like about that, and what don't you like about it, if there's anything?
Well, what I like about it is it's more all-encompassing than just outs above average. So it tells us a little bit, not only about a guy's range and when he makes the exceptional play, but it factors in his standard range and his arm strength and what he's able to do with everything that's offered defensively. It's not as limiting.
The whole package.
I think so.
A wider range of what he can do.
Yeah, and if there's a negative, it's my blanket negative on all defensive metrics. It's really tough to define the overall quality of a defender based on even the best science, and also it takes a large sample size really to determine much of anything. For example, with this number, you get off to a hot start. Say you're a +2. In a week, if you have a couple of flubs, you're a -2. So you really need a large sample size. That's why we took everybody back to the beginning of 2025, just to give you a better sense.
I think when you are looking at these 2 center fielders, one is a natural-born center fielder in PCA. Has the range. He's been doing it since he was little. He's got the arm. Jackson is still a work in progress. This is year 3 for him in center field, and the steps he's made in that time.
That's strike 3, 3rd strikeout.
The steps he's made in that time have been remarkable. He doesn't have the foot speed that PCA has, which I think is why PCA has been able to kind of stretch that lead in terms of that number +28. He can go get it left and right. I think that's been a kind of a learned thing for Jackson Merrill, but from year 2 to year 3, gigantic jump.
Huge jump.
Does it take into account stolen home runs? Is that one of the parts?
Yeah, having to be an outs above average play. And you know what's interesting, too, is as great as Jackson's been at that, both guys have different things to contend with. We have what we call the marine layer, so you've got a lot to judge, and it's spacious out there. And Wrigley Field is notorious for the wind, so a lot of challenges there. Tony, on your point about experience in the field, the mental grind of staying ready, not just pitch to pitch, but for a full season, that's got to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, if you watch Jackson Merrill, every pitch, this is him right here. He gets himself ready. That can't be said for every outfielder. To be able to lock in for however many pitches a game, to consistently, it's a small thing. You're not thinking about it often, but to consistently get yourself in a ready position so you can be at your best in terms of jump and reads. Jackson does it every time.
Is that what they mean when they talk about evaluating makeup, when you think about not only drafting a player, but then having the nerve to move him, say, off a primary position, which for Jackson was shortstop, out to the outfield? You think, okay, this will translate and transfer for him.
It doesn't always translate. I mean, you could move a shortstop, as we see Bregman get the walk here, you can move a shortstop to the outfield if you want, but it does not necessarily mean it's going to take. And I think for Jackson, in year one, he was kind of just out there.
That was amazing.
Just feeling his way through. Wasn't necessarily the greatest route runner or got the greatest jumps, but by year two, that had improved. And to me, this year, as I said, it's been a huge jump for Jackson. That's because of the reps he's gotten out there at this point.
So they moved him to left field, then they moved him to center field, and in like 3 weeks, because of the shortened spring training, because we were going to Korea, he's your center fielder opening day in Korea. That was unbelievable to me, and how good he was at it.
I think all of us were stunned. Maybe not the front office because they know what they were doing, but for the rest of us, we're like, boy, that's a big ask for a guy who's that young to figure it out at this level. Pretty darn impressive.
You got to have someone that loves the game the way that Jackson does, because that will translate into the work that has to be done in order to get better at that position at this level. It's not like he's having to learn this down in AAA. He's learning it under the lights.
Not to mention the added pressure of you're playing on a contender. You're going to get looks in the dugout if, hey, man, you're not up to speed. We're trying to get to a certain goal. This isn't a, evolutionary process for him.
No.
Like, we need you to be good yesterday.
Right now.
And he stepped up.
I think the other thing that probably doesn't get taken into account with that statistic is the different places that these two gentlemen play in. You mentioned Wrigley Field and the wind. It's a pretty smaller ballpark, less room to cover, especially on those days where that wind is blowing straight in. Here it's a little different. You got a lot more outfield to cover.
In the divisions too. I mean, the National League West. I mean, there's some big yards.
You got big yards. It's the same going around for Central. It's a little bit shorter. Those are the yards outside of maybe Pittsburgh that guys enjoy hitting in. Milwaukee, Cincinnati, St. Louis is a standard yard.
In a lot of cases, it's over your head. It's gone. It's a ground ball to first. France knocks it down. Vasquez a good cover, but they're not going to get him. So with 2 outs here, a walk, and now this. It just took place at first base, and the Cubs have 2 aboard.
Be interesting how they score this. My guess is if you ask Ty, it's a play he thinks he should make. Kind of off the heel of the glove. Hard hit. I think Ty anticipated that ball getting down a little bit faster.
As of right now, it stands as a base hit in the infield. It puts runners at first and second, and it is a hit. They'll bring up Seiya Suzuki in tough situation here. He homered his last time up in the 2nd inning to supply the Cubs with their run in this spot this year with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. 2 for 9, a couple of RBIs.
It's the one mistake Vasquez made here that he paid for. See how he does here this second time around.
Strike 1 starts him with a 4-seamer. Ooh, the high strike, and he's going to challenge.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter has challenged.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. He was right.
It's a ball. Chicago has 1 remaining challenge.
It's a dangerous challenge in the 3rd.
To be out of challenges
To be
in
out
the
of
3rd.
challenges. But Suzuki knew best.
He was right. Better be right. With Bregman at second, Happ at first, 2 down here in the Cubs' 3rd inning. Line to left, and it'll get in. Stopping at 3rd is Bregman, and the bases will be loaded. They had to kind of freeze and wait because it looked like Laureano may be coming in to make that catch. But there are 2 outs. Probably should have been on the move anyway.
Yeah, that ball stayed up, and he was on the move. Laureano with a good arm and still got off a good throw despite this ball kind of short hopping him. Third base coach Quinn Berry electing to hold Bregman. Still an amazing throw based on the fact that he wasn't really able to get behind it the way he wanted to.
Bases filled with Cubs with 2 down. Ballesteros to deep right field. A grand slam. 5-3 Chicago. 5th home run for Ballesteros.
Told you this young man can swing it. Although the slider is in, it's not down, it's elevated. Ballesteros goes big fly. Cubs jump back in front. They wanted this pitch away. He missed in and paid mightily.
So all of this has come out with 2 outs and nobody on. Horner grounded out, Bush struck out, but a walk, infield hit, another hit, and the grand slam, and it's 5-3 Cubs. .60 pitches now for Vasquez.
Part of the success of Vasquez has been his improved command, and both times his command has waned, he's paid mightily. The solo shot earlier and now the grand slam.
With the first 2 outs on 7 pitches. Since then, 20 pitches and 4 runs. It was the first career grand slam for Ballesteros. Very impressive. This with a sweeper, full count down to Conforto. Lined out his first time up. And Dansby Swanson waiting on deck.
Ballesteros only has 58 at bats coming into the night. He's already got 5 homers.
.33-year-old Michael Conforto broke into the big leagues at 22. As a member of the New York Mets, was a Met through 2021. A couple years in San Francisco. One with the Dodgers last year, and now a Cub, grounding one to shortstop and Xander Bogaerts. Will throw him out to end the inning, but the damage has been done. Grand slam in the inning. 5-3 Chicago. City Connect Fridays are back. Join us on Friday, May 1st for Cocktail Fest, presented by Southwest Airlines for discounted drinks starting at $5. Plus, this is a second opportunity to enjoy our City Connect parties and watch them wear the new uniforms on the field. Visit Padres.com/party. Having a good time there. Cocktail Fest.
You always have a good time out at Gallagher Square.
They haven't invited us to Cocktail Fest.
Probably with good reason.
Probably a good idea that we don't do it. (5-3) with the Cubs on top now, and Jackson Merrill leading it off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
See if the Padres can take advantage of Boyd's lack of command, or if Boyd ends up kind of getting back in the right spot here.
Down to the first baseman, Bush, who will flip to covering Boyd for the out. And he's kind of settling in here a little bit now as he has retired 5 in a row. As the first out of the 3rd inning, and it'll bring up Manny Machado. And with Boyd having to cover, they'll give him a little more time. And he singled to right in the 1st inning. Came around to score the 3rd Padres run. Last 5 games for Manny, 286, couple of home runs.
Despite Manny not necessarily getting off to a hot start, his walks are up. Not chasing as much this season so far.
A lot of deep counts too. Seen a lot of pitches. Line down the left field line, fair ball. Into the left field corner. Machado headed for second base. Throw to second and Manny is safe. He looked up, realized he had to motor. And he does, into second base.
2-0 changeup to Manny, and you're continuing to see good signs. Good position out in front, but that swing is long through the zone. And even though he's out in front, because his barrel is in the zone for a long time, able to keep this one fair. Conforto got to it pretty quick in a strong throw, but Manny able to slide in safely with the 1-out double.
Breaks up a string of 5 in a row retired by Boyd. A 1-out double. Takes us to Xander Bogaerts, who lined out to second base in the first inning. Bogaerts having a very good road trip. 8 for 26, 308 on the trip. He's walking along too. It's 6 walks. His last road trip. Here's a look at our dirt cam presented by Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel. And scoring position with 1 out here in the Padres' 3rd inning.
Xander hitting .444 with 1 out. Ranks 3rd in all of baseball. This should be his spot here.
Three and one. Missed with a changeup.
I think the Padres have done this part really well too this year. They get a game plan and they stick to it. They're also able to adjust. Seems like the righties know Boyd's going to lean on that changeup pretty heavily.
Crank foul off to the right, out of play. Bogaerts the other way down the right field line, slicing foul. And now a quick word from Jack in the Box.
Get my new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal for a chance to win $75,000. Welcome to Jack in the Box.
1 down, Manny Machado at second base, getting his walking lead out there at second.
Boyd's gone back-to-back heaters here, 3-2. Let's see if he goes to that changeup.
On the ground foul, and it was a slider. Here's a breakdown.
Started him off with the curveball. He's seen a couple four-seamers, the changeup that Bogey laid off, a couple fastballs, and that last 3-2 pitch was a slider. Maybe starting to recognize the Padres, or especially the righties, are on that changeup.
8th pitch of this AB. Line to left, and that will get in for a base hit. Machado will be stopped at third as Conforto gets it back in. Base hit for Bogey. 1st and 3rd with 1 away.
Finally went back to that changeup. Bogey a little bit out in front, but able to drop it in front of Conforto. Thought Manny got a great read on it. So the Padres play it safe there. And he did not hesitate. But because it was so shallow into left field, third base coach Bob Henley held him up.
First and third, one away. Miguel Andujar walked in the first inning, getting his first look at Matthew Boyd. Swinging a foul off the catcher.
Healthy rip there. 0-0 fastball. Again, Staros wanted that pitch away. It ended up right in the middle. Boyd's fastball command a little bit off. Challenge coming.
The previous pitch was called a ball. The catcher has challenged.
I think they're about to lose all their challenges right here.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. Wow.
The pitch was a ball. Chicago has lost the ability to challenge for the rest of regulation.
Third inning, no challenges the rest of the game.
He doesn't look too happy about it, Craig.
Benjamin Button does not look happy at all.
Ball to strike to Andujar. And it's rolled down the third baseline foul.
It's been one of the most intriguing parts about ABS this year is seeing all the different strategies and who's good at it and who's not.
Yeah, that it's up to the players. You know, it's totally out of the manager's hands.
Completely
it's like,
out of the manager's hand.
Probably doesn't love that.
I don't know that any manager does.
No. Going over to first, kind of slings it over there.
Boyd, one of the best at keeping runners at the bases they're at.
First disengagement. Already sixth at bat with the runner in scoring position. Padres 3 for 5 in that category early. Pretty good. Broken back grounder to shortstop. Swanson will go to second for one, on to first. It'll be late. Run will score. Machado in the back door from third, and it's 5-4 now. It's a one-run game.
Boyd shatters the bat on the changeup, but it's hit soft enough for Andujar to beat the back end of this double play. We'll get the RBI, and the Padres get a run closer.
Andujar at first. With 2 down and Ty France. On the ground to short. Dansby Swanson will go the easy way to second base for the force out. That'll end the inning. Padres get a run back. We're through 3. It's 5-4 Chicago.
And a blue moon.
5-4 Cubs on top of the Padres. That's a score on our UC San Diego Health scoreboard. Well, check out the exciting lineup of theme games this season, including NASCAR night, Star Wars weekend, and unique heritage nights. Explore all games and purchase a special theme game package at Padres.com/theme games. You got to get the theme game ticket, Tony, because otherwise you don't get the items.
Don't buy a regular ticket thinking you're going to get that theme game prize. You will not.
It's a theme game ticket, very important to remember. Dansby Swanson, a single in the second inning. Swanson's got 6 home runs already this year. The alignment defensively for the Padres outfielders there have been pretty deep on most of these guys because a lot of these guys can go deep.
And this is one of the best offenses in all of baseball. They are either tied or lead the way in all the major statistics as a team.
Well, backs up what you're talking about as far as the offense goes, their MLB ranks this season. a foul ball.
Foul ball got dirt. It did indeed. Good call by home plate umpire Dan Rizzo.
Full count. The leadoff hitter here in the 4th inning.
Do you think it's freeing when a home plate umpire knows one side doesn't have any challenges?
Probably. I mean, it's not completely out of the woods yet. You got 2 for the Padres, as that's ball 4. Second time in 4 innings that Randy Vasquez has walked the leadoff hitter. It is his 3rd free pass in this contest.
That's something we're used to seeing from Randy Vasquez here in 2026.
Yeah, not this year.
Yeah, largely avoided walks. Having a little bit of difficulty with him here tonight.
Pete Crow Armstrong with a swing and a miss. That one by him, a cutter. And he's in on the grass at 3rd in case he entertains any thoughts of bunting. Pitch 75 coming up here for Randy Vasquez. See Manny's positioning. With France holding on Swanson at first, and they're going to check on him. Back safely.
PCA runs so well, you have to discourage him from bunting. I think that's why you see Manny so tight. From home plate, Manny looks like he's right on top of him.
Swinging away and carving it foul off to the left out of play.
I've been on it with Matthew Boyd in terms of his fastball command. You're kind of seeing a similar thing for Vasquez. Right there, Fermin set up right up underneath the hands. Is you see the breakdown. He's throwing a lot of strikes, but what type of strikes is he throwing?
Work his way around the leadoff walk here in the 4th inning, like he did in the 1st inning. Crow Armstrong cleans that out, fouls it off down towards the end of the Padres dugout, first base way. And running on that was Dansby Swanson, who's got to go back to first.
Had a good jump too, but obviously with 2 strikes, Crow Armstrong got to protect. We'll do it again here. 0-2, 78th pitch for Vasquez coming up.
Ball 1.
Good pitch, better take there.
Popped up, foul ground as Fermin goes over, but will not have a play. The 80th pitch of the night coming for Randy Vasquez. Seven plus pitches to the last 3 batters faced. Most pitches in any outing this year, 92. With that against Colorado. This one foul back below us. I may or may not have been on the move. I thought that was coming right here, right in my grill.
Don was ready to abort mission very quickly.
I was on the move. This one not as close, foul to our left. Battle continues. 9th pitch of this plate appearance for Pete Crow Armstrong. Second disengagement. They just charged him with a second one. as he backed off. On the ground, backhanded nicely by France to second for one, back to first. Not in time. Too much speed for PCA.
That's the Gold Glover at work there. This ball scolded to first base. 105 off the bat, and Ty able to pick it up, clean throw to Bogey, and almost able to turn two. PCA runs a little too well for the Padres to get the double play there.
So 1 out, 1 on, flips the order over. Nico Horner will take strike one.
Here, Cubs, you might be okay with that trade-off considering how well PCA runs. Padres will have to keep a close eye on him. 5 bags on the year.
A good sized lead over there to the cutout of the grass. Noticing was Vasquez and goes over there. Yeah. Pete Crow Armstrong has grounded into just 7 double plays in his entire career.
I mean, he smoked that ball and still was able to beat it out.
5 out of 8 stolen base attempts. Now we got a challenge.
The previous pitch was called a ball. The catcher has challenged.
It's going to be close.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. It is a strike.
The pitch was a strike. San Diego has 2 remaining challenges.
Freddie's got a pretty good idea.
He does. There's been some close ones in this game that he elected not to challenge. That one nails it.
He was confident. And it's 0-2 to Horner. Horner walked in the first inning, grounded out to short in the third. That's with 1 on, 1 out in the Cubs' 4th inning. Softly lined, and Fernando up into the air to make the catch on the backhand. I'm 6'4" and you're out.
Pays to have some size there. Nice play by Toddy. Soft liner, kind of able to get his steps underneath him.
2 down. And a pop-up foul ground that'll get out of play for Michael Bush. His 3rd plate appearance, struck out in the first, struck out in the 3rd inning, and both times were swinging. Action for the first time. Kyle Hart is up in the Padres pen. Over to first and back safely is Pete Crow Armstrong. Vasquez's next pitch will be 90. And again, the most he's thrown in any outing this season is 92. Here's the breakdown by inning. 29 in the 3rd. In the 20s, though, 3 different times.
A little high, which is why he's sitting at 90 pitches here.
In just 3 2/3 innings. More to follow.
See, Fermin kind of remind Vasquez, hey, pay attention to PCA at first. Starting to get a little antsy.
fly ball to left as Laureano now comes in and over on a slant to make the catch. That'll end the inning. 5-4 Chicago.
Dana's.
I wish I can't do. I wish I reacted different, but I mean, I did what I did. You know, it's in the moment, the heat of the moment. I mean, you're trying to do anything as possible to get on base. You know, if it's a hit or a walk, and as I say, like some just get taken out of your hands like that. You know, it's pretty tough. You know, so I mean, I'm happy I didn't smile. You know, so I can tell you that.
Well, it's easy to smile about it now, but it wasn't at the time. But that was a painful one. Third and final game of last year's wild card series against the Cubs. That was in the 9th inning, guys, in a 3-1 game. And Xander, well, he might have been right. I don't know if that was a pretty close pitch, but it looked like it was down. It's water under the bridge. He says now he's thrilled that there's ABS like the fans are.
Yeah, that would have been overturned.
Woof, yeah, for sure.
And a big spot, too. I mean, they could have had an implication on who won that series.
They might have had to eject the entire Padres roster at that point.
Well, the hard part, too, is the umpires at the end of the game had to go through their dugout, the Padres dugout, to get to where they are. And that's when things got interesting.
Yeah, it didn't set up for a good situation.
Oh.
I saw Xander talking to him about it. Seemed a little bit verbose.
Yeah.
Had some support from his guys. You know, it's interesting, too, because it's playing out so much today as we've seen so many challenges so far. The Cubs, when they're in the field, are actually pretty darn good at challenges. The second best in all of baseball. They're right 77% of the time. Not tonight.
Not tonight. They already lost it as Castellanos strikes out for the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Second strikeout for Boyd. Yeah, tonight not so good, but you're saying overall very good.
Overall really good. So tonight they've challenged 3 times. They got 1 right. Obviously they don't have any challenges remaining, so they blew the next 2. Padres are pretty tough too. They're 9th best in all of baseball, 64% of the time. When they're in the field, they are correct. It's a little different dynamic for both teams. When the hitters challenge, that's tough sledding for both clubs.
For everyone,
right?
Really.
Bad,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Bad.
28th in baseball, the Cubs are. Padres 25th in baseball when hitters challenge. You heard Manny the other day saying, you know what, I'm out.
He's done.
I'm done. I'm not going to do it anymore. It's going to have to be so egregious, have to be a strike called at the backstop.
What's the best percentage on the hitting side?
Ooh, on the hitting side, buy me a second. I'll find that out for you.
Because, you know, that's the thing that I've noticed, and it pains me to say it.
Hitters are wrong.
They're not really that good. Not really that good at it.
So I would think the pitchers would be worse. Because, I mean, they're so emotional about it. They have to have that as a strike, and then they want to will it to be a strike, and it just doesn't work.
As Matthew Boyd proved earlier in this game, which is really why the Cubs are out of challenge.
Royals are actually the best in all of baseball. A team that's struggling, that's one thing they've been good at. 64% of the time their hitters are correct.
That's pretty high, too.
Right? And the worst in the league are the Tigers, which, as I mentioned, when they're in the field, the Tigers are the best. But when they're at bat, they're the worst. 44% of the time they're right.
Vermeer will strike out. Chases a slider, and now you get back-to-back strikeouts from Matthew Boyd. 2 down here in the 4th inning.
You know, one thing I think is kind of irrefutable as you take a look at this last pitch to Vermeer, and that is that the fans love it. And as broadcasters, and I think everybody in the stadium, you appreciate how expeditious it's done.
Yeah.
There is no delay, really, no lingering. It's dramatic. And the fan feedback, to my ear, has been really positive.
I think it's just another fun thing to watch. It just adds to the game. And more importantly, gets it right. And I think there's a game within the game, too. I mean, when to take the challenges. Do you wait for late? I mean, tonight, we see Cubs being out of challenges in the 3rd inning. It doesn't work out that way, but as far as just being another aspect of the game to watch.
You have any interest in seeing it done full time, like just unlimited challenges, or even
I think
a
this
full
is good.
ABS strike zone?
I'll tell you why I don't want to see an ABS strike zone right now, and it came out in the Athletic article. There's still some margin of error with the ABS we have right now. In order to do it every pitch, it needs to be perfect.
Right.
Or we could just have the umpires continue to do it because they're not bad at all. They have a very high percentage. So I think if we're going to move to ABS full time, the ABS system needs to be perfect.
I kind of like it just the way it is.
Yeah, me
to
too.
be honest with you. I think it's fine.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
Anymore is too
I think
much.
so here, yeah.
That's a good point. You hear a lot of talk about it. You know, walks are up league-wide right now as a result, not just because the calls are overturned, but because pitchers now have to adjust their strike zone, make it much tighter.
It's shrunk, right? I mean, it has shrunk.
It's gotten shorter.
So it is slowly rolled towards third. Bregman bare hands and throws. It'll be late, and it gets away. Laureano will reach with 2 down.
It's a heck of a play by Bregman to get the bare hand to begin with. But even if the throw, I think, is on line, Laureano runs too well. Great pickup. He had that beat regardless. It's hard to bare hand a bouncing ball versus rolling. Bregman made that look easy.
Off the glove of Bush. No further advance so for Laureano as aboard with 2 down. Takes us to Fernando. Jumping on that first pitch and carving it foul.
Fernando still looking for his first big fly.
Grounded out in the first, struck out in the second. Third time through, the order for Boyd jumps to 500. Fouling it off to the right. And an emergency hack there on the fastball.
Spoils the pitch. Buys himself another one.
Pitch 80 coming up for Boyd with 2 down here in the 4th inning. And they're going to talk it over. Esteros headed out to talk to Boyd.
Get this 0-2 pitch right. Despite Toddy having no homers, he's still very dangerous.
Think about all the things umpires have to worry about now. We just turned around and gave us the 2 mound visits. I mean, they got to worry about mound visits too.
It's a lot on their plate.
In the dirt. They agreed on the slider and missed. Line into center field, a base hit. Laureano will touch second and stop there. The throw goes to second. Padres have runners at first and second and something going with 2 down in the inning.
That's a bullet. 113 off the bat. Executes the heater up. This ball is hit as hard as you could hit a baseball. Right back to sender. Toddy staying inside that baseball there. Keeps the line moving for Jackson Merrill.
Jackson 1 for 2. Single to right to drive in a run in the first. Then grounded out to first in the third.
Lefty on left change there.
A lot of chances so far. Cubs 2 for 2. Padres 3 for 6. Both leaving 3 men on base.
Both teams having some success in these spots.
Staying away with that slider. Fooled on the changeup. Well, earlier, Jackson Merrill back in the first inning with his base hit to right field would play Ramon Laureano. Get the Padres their first run. #15th RBI of the season for Jackson Merrill. He commented on the hard hit ball from Fernando's second hardest hit ball of the season for Fernando. This was 113.5. I'm sorry, this was 112.5. The first one was 113.5. Two in the dirt. It's time to party. 3-2 with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Everybody on the move.
1-2 fastball, 2-2 slider. He's gotten Jackson to swing through 2 changeups. See if he goes back to that changeup here, 3-2. Runners will be on the move.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him out on the fastball. 94 on the gas. 5-4 Cubs through 4. Padres baseball is presented by UC San Diego Health, the official healthcare provider of the San Diego Padres, and by Disney Cruise Line, where magic meets the sea. 5-4 the Cubs on top of the Padres as we move to the visiting half of the 5th inning. Back at Petco Park in San Diego, Padres returning home after a lengthy road trip. Saw them go to Anaheim, Denver, and Mexico City. And taking on all the Chicago teams this week in the homestand. You got the Cubs for 3 and then the White Sox in for 3.
I think that would be a better road trip than homestand.
I would agree.
Right?
Yes,
you get to stay in Chicago for the week.
There. Same hotel.
Same hotel. Don't have to go anywhere.
No, just move in for the week.
One flight.
On the ground, and Machado slides to grab it and then slings it to first. Dug out by Ty France. Nice play both ends. 1 down in the 5th.
Third baseman on third baseman crime there. Bregman making a bid for the hit. Manny getting dirty, and then the throw pick up on the back end from Ty France. Padres get the first out.
A lot of pitches between these clubs. 179 combined pitches through the first 4 innings. 23 pitches per inning on average for both Randy Vasquez as well as Matthew Boyd. This is the most pitches Vasquez has thrown in any start this year. This would be 97.
Well, some of the pitchers have to enjoy the fact that Craig Stammen has been willing on starts like this to give his starter an opportunity to get through an extra inning that maybe that wouldn't have been the case in the past.
Probably the pitcher in him, yeah.
Exactly. he can relate to what it's like to maybe get off to a bad start or have a bad inning and want to have an opportunity to kind of end it on the right foot.
I bet he would like to have figured it out a lot more than he was given the opportunity to do so in his career by managers.
No doubt. Saw him do it in yesterday's game as well.
Two.
Or excuse me, it was Saturday's game with German Marquez. He had that kind of one bad inning.
Yeah.
Stayed with him. He's able to get some length. Ultimately, it helps your bullpen.
Inside out swing and fouled off to the left out play. Up over 100 and 101, of which 67 are strikes. Into shallow right has Castellanos in and under. secures out number 2. Here's a look at our Disney Cruise Line cruise cam. Two down in the 5th. 5 in a row now retired by Randy Vasquez.
And that would have been Kyle Hart's matchup right there. He got the lefty in the pin ready to go, but he elected to let Vasquez get through it, and now he gets an opportunity to finish this inning.
And face Suzuki one more time, who homered off him in the 2nd. Single to left in the 3rd.
This probably will be his last guy, though.
Either way?
Either way. If Suzuki finds his way on, I don't think he's going to let Vasquez face Ballesteros.
Popped up, foul ground. That'll get back amongst the spectators. That strike 3 gets him looking. Throws him on a cutter. Cubs have a 5-4 lead halfway through.
His
5-4. The Cubs have the lead over the Padres. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Let's all play ball. Don't miss Play Ball Weekend coming up June 5th through the 7th. Encouraging youth everywhere to get out and play. You can visit playball.org to register for a free event near you. Last of the 5th.
Manny Machado 2 for 2 on the evening. He'll use his timeout.
Singled in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd, and has scored 2 runs tonight. Fly ball down the right field line. It is headed foul. And over there, not catching it, is Suzuki. He was in the corner, running out of our sight line, but can't come up with it.
Kind of got spooked by that wall. I think there was a fan also making a play on the baseball. Looked like it went right through his hands, and I don't know that Suzuki's heart was in it.
Ball and a strike here to Machado. Next pitch will be 90. For the Cubs starter Matthew Boyd, as Ben Brown is up in the pen for the Cubs. First action they have had. In the air, foul off to the right. Line to left. Conforto's not going to get this. It's to the wall. Machado headed for second base. Safely into second. Second double of the night for Manny Machado. Third hit of the night for Manny Machado.
He's heating up. Couple homers yesterday. Gets the slider here and able to keep this ball fair. His path to the baseball right now is back to where it normally is. That pitch may have been in off the plate. He's able to get to it easy. Lead double here in the 5th.
Tying run in scoring position. Here comes Craig Counsell. Or is it Hottovy? No, it's Counsell, and he's making the move. So we've got a pitching change after the double. It will chase Boyd from the game. Cubs have a 5-4 lead. 5-4. Cubs have the lead here over the Padres, but Manny Machado is headed back to second base. He just got a double. There's a look at our dirt cam presented by Murray Lampert's Design, Build, Remove, Remodel. It's close. Manny Machado's second double of the game.
Probably tore off the skin of that knee a little bit. Couple doubles.
First 3-hit game of the season for Machado. Extra base hits in 4 of his last 6 plate appearances for Machado. There's Xander Bogaerts, tying run in scoring position. The pitcher into the game is Ben Brown.
9th appearance, 2.37 ERA. Opponents hitting .214 on the year. Four-pitch mix, 4-seam, curve, sinker, change for Brown.
Chop to third. Bregman looks him back and then fires to first for out number 1 of the inning.
Brown comes in, gets the empty out. And he forced to stay at second. That'll bring up Miguel Andujar.
Kind of middle of the pack for the most part for the pen of the Chicago Cubs. 11th in ERA, 8th in WHIP, 13th in opponent average, 12th in opponent OPS, and home runs allowed 14. Tied for 19th in that category. Andujar has walked and grounded into a fielder's choice. The fielder's choice was able to pick up an RBI, his 6th. Ball 2. Action in the Padres pen. Kyle Hart had been up earlier. He is up again and been joined by Adrian Morejon. In the air back at third. It'll be Dansby Swanson stepping into foul ground to make the catch. Out number 2.
After the lead double from Manny, Brown has been able to come in, get 2 empty outs. Now Ty France will have to come through with 2.
He's already driven in 2 with his double back in the first inning. Got it into a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Foul. Ben Brown's been doing a pretty good job coming in. 0 earned runs in his last 4 outings. And 8 1/3 innings pitched out of that Cubs pen. And trying to work his way around a leadoff double. For Manny Machado, it was off Boyd, and Brown coming in trying to secure the lead here. And this will get away. So Machado to third base.
Estero's not as clean as the other catchers on the roster. Change, excuse me, as a fastball.
Could be a pass ball.
Yeah, it could be. I was expecting to see that ball hit dirt sooner, but
it is a pass ball. Gathers this one though nicely to his right. Prevents a run.
Yeah, did a much better job there on the breaking ball, able to get his glove and his body in front, deaden it.
Tying run 90 feet away, even closer now. That walking lead by Machado. In the air, foul off to the right. Held it there for a long time. They can't challenge anything. But that might have been a strike, to be honest with you. Looked like a strike. But they are out of challenges and have been since the 3rd inning.
Well, they played themselves early in this ball game using their challenges.
Ball 4, and France heads down to first base. First and 3rd now, and 2 down. Nick Castellanos coming up. An 0 for 2 game for Castellanos so far. He's flying to center and struck out swinging. Good numbers against Brown in his career. 3 for 5 with a triple.
A little bit of a rut here the last 10. 6 for 37. Looking for a big 2-out knock here in the 5th.
Machado at 3rd. France cross the diamond at 1st with 2 down. Castellanos chops one foul. Fouled off 1 and 2. A 7-mile-an-hour heavy sinker.
Thing to the pull side for Castellanos. Late when he's at his best, he's right center. And a good 2-strike AB here.
Runner goes at 1st, and did he go? They check. No, he did not. Stolen base for Ty France. 2 in scoring position.
Able to lay off the slider away there. Like a good call. And now a chance for 2 with a knock.
Up the middle, into center field. From 3rd comes Machado to tie the game. Here comes Ty France. Padres take the lead. Throw to 2nd, not in time. Castellanos driving in a pair.
And Castellanos comes through. Laid off a tough slider. Got a 4-seam fastball to handle, and he goes right back to sender. That stolen base comes in handy because the Padres able to get out in front. Big 2-out knock there by Nick Castellanos. Tell you what, Greg Stabin pushing all the right buttons. Nick Castellanos struggling, gets him in the lineup. And in a big spot, he comes through.
6-5 Padres. Hoping for more here. The throw going plateward. Castellanos took 2nd base on the throw with a single and a couple of runs batted in. Yep, I know what I'm doing. Freddie Fermin stands in on the right side. On the ground, it's foul. That looked pretty fair. Wow. Standing right on the line is Dan Bellino, the first base umpire, making that call foul.
Not challengeable. Sam, just a hair foul. I mean, it hit the chalk on the first bounce, so if it's moving, he's right on top of that.
Swing and a miss Pitch in the dirt, a knuckle curve that time from Brown. Late swing. Wow. Talk about emergency. So 2 strikes.
Spoiled the good knuckle curve there. You see Freddie's front side flying out, but he was able to keep his hands back long enough to foul that pitch off. Front side leaves. All he's left with is those hands. Able to spoil it. Buys himself another pitch.
Softly hit on the ground to shortstop. Dansby Swanson will get it there in time to end the inning. Well, a big hit for Nick Castellanos. Drives in a pair. The tying run, Manny Machado comes in. The go-ahead run, and Ty France comes in. Padres on top 6-5 to the 6th we go. Well, coming up here, Moises Ballesteros had a grand slam off of Vasquez, and at the time gave the Cubs the lead. 5th home run of the season for Ballesteros, and he will lead it off as we move to the 6th inning. And Padres have their first reliever in the game. Adrian Morejon takes over.
A bit of a different task for Ballesteros with Morejon on the bump. Numbers for Adrian. Had a rough start, but starting to settle in. 2-0 with a 5.93 ERA. Opponents right now hitting 293. That's much higher than you expect to see as we move forward.
Ballesteros will take ball 1. So Vasquez, 5 innings, 5 hits. 5 runs, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. But of course, with the Padres taking the lead before he was technically out of the game, pitcher of record with a chance to get a win here tonight, despite the 5 runs in 5 innings.
That's the nice thing from your manager, right? He gives you an opportunity, even with the lefty as dangerous.
As you said, he did the same thing with German Marquez.
Yeah.
Ended up getting the victory as a result, weathering a 4-run inning.
Granted, it was really 2 swings that led to the 4 runs, but nonetheless allowed Marquez to stay in and was able to get back right to ship.
There's a strike on the 3-0 pitch, so 3-1. More foul balls today off Vasquez, and the highest pitch count that he's had all season. Strike 2. Talk a lot about the swing and misses against Vasquez. 29% is usually what he operates at. It was 17% today. Cubs fouled off 30 pitches.
Yeah, the cutter percentage was up 13, and I wonder if that was because he was having a hard time commanding the 4-seam fastball. And with that cutter, it's not designed to get misses. It's designed to get off the barrel. And we talked about how good this Cubs offense is. They fouled off a ton of pitches. And you wonder, with him leaning on the cutter a little bit more than normal, that's where the foul balls were coming from. Not to mention, he really didn't command the baseball as well as we've seen him.
5-inning effort, 106 pitches for Vasquez, the most he has thrown in any outing. Flared foul off to the left. Battle continues here with Morejon.
7 straight sinkers from Morejon.
Pinch hitter Matt Shaw on deck for the Cubs. Ballesteros, hot shot, exploding on Bogaerts, stays with it, and gets him at first base.
That internal clock working to perfection for Bogey. Ball, a bullet, and he understands who's running, and he has time. Able to get to it.
No panic.
No panic. They get the out. But 9 straight sinkers from Adrian. I think this meeting is more about giving him a breather than it is anything else.
So they are going to hit for Conforto here, who had been 0 for 2. It'll be Matt Shaw. And now a quick word from Echo.
It's time to go yard. Echo, power on and on.
One down here in the visiting half of the 6th inning. Pinch hitter Shaw. Seven in a row retired by Padres pitching.
There's a first pitch other than a sinker. First pitch slider to Shaw. And home lands it, moves ahead 0-1.
286 average so far for Shaw this year. A couple of home runs, 9 runs batted in. Slowly rolled towards Bogaerts. On the run and in time, 2 down.
The opposite here. First one was a bullet. This one a slow roller. Able to come in, make the play for out number 2.
Dansby Swanson coming up. Single in the 2nd, walked in the 4th inning. Been aboard twice. Again, Bogaerts has a chance for 3 assists in the inning. He does. 1, 2, 3, top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 6-5 Padres. 6-5 Padres have the lead over the Cubs. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll top off your fit with a soft waffle beanie presented by Motorola Razr in the Padres brown and gold. Limited to the first 40,000 fans in attendance. Secure yours on Tuesday, April 28th, when the Padres host the Chicago Cubs at 6:40. Visit padres.com/giveaways. Oh, you are a big beanie fan. So this is going to be big for you.
This is nice.
You like beanies a lot. I see you wear them on the road all the time, especially April and May on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'm topping off my fit, as you can see, with the beanie.
Topping off the fit. I didn't know what that meant the first time I read it. But now I do. It's taken a little while to get used to it. But the really cool part of this, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, as this one is fouled off to the right, is that it's removable. Whoa, wait a minute. That one's not. That almost took your head off.
Maybe it's not removable.
This one's not. I think it is most of the time, and hopefully yours will be. This one's not. Oh, boy.
One more time.
Let me try 2 hands. Let's see. Nope, that's not coming out.
It wasn't supposed to work like that.
No, it's supposed to come out. It has, like, all week. Maybe that one's defective. It looks connected to me. I mean, you can try it yourself. I'm not going to pull any more. I don't want to hurt you.
You know, you're good.
Yeah,
you know,
okay.
Freshly shaved head today, so you know this beanie's coming in handy.
Caught foul over by the Cubs dugout. Look out. Coming in hot. Hitter's timeout. Ramon Laureano. Oh, wow, that almost hit him. Able to foul it off.
97 sink. And on the thumbs there. And fouls it off. Pitch 7 of the AB coming up.
Fouled in behind the Padres house. First base way.
Again, as the game progresses, this is a trend we've really seen all season long from this Padre offense. The at-bats get better, they get longer. Pitch number 8 coming up.
Peppers it foul off to the right, out of play. Laureano in the air to left field. Shaw took over and left and makes the catch for out number 1. Now Fernando coming up, and defensively he's been a big part of this game, back at second base.
Using that 6'4" frame.
Here's a look at our dirt cam presented by Murray Lampert Design. Build, remodel. Fernando 1 for 3 at the plate, a single to center his last time up. Left side and into left field, a base hit. Second hit of the night, Fernando.
This one also hit hard. 112 off the bat. Toddy not hitting the homers that we expect, but finding other ways to be productive. Don mentioned his second knock of the game, both bullets.
Now Jackson Merrill 1 for 3. RBI single back in the first inning. Snap throw to first, and Fernando gets back safely. Ballesteros trying to pick him off first base. That front door closed, and tried to use Jackson Merrill as a shield. Fernando goes. This will get away. He will round second. Thought about it, but put on the brakes.
Toddy with a good jump. Ballesteros looking to come out the crouch, and Brown kind of yanks that baseball. It'll be a wild pitch.
So, stolen base for Fernando in that instance. A 1-1. Fouled off to left, out of play. Well, last year, Jackson Merrill able to get Ben Brown at Wrigley Field. Oh, it was cold that series. Oh. April 6th, 2025. I remember it all too well. It's as cold as I've ever been. Although you guys are pretty cold in Boston. I know that.
That was shortly before the hamstring injury for Merrill. So he goes down swinging.
First strikeout for Ben Brown, and it's out number 2 of the 6th inning.
Good changeup. Opening him up with the heaters at the top of the zone, and then able to get the changeup. Has Jackson out in front.
Here's Manning's had a big night already. 3 for 3, single, 2 doubles. He scored 3 runs. A part of what is a 6-5 lead for San Diego. Padres been spreading it around as well. The Padres with 10 total hits in the game, 7 different players with a hit.
Really swung the bat well here at Petco Park.
40th pitch in relief coming up for Ben Brown.
Ben Brown wanted that pitch, but no challenges to check it.
Yeah, that's the second time that's happened to him. Pickoff play at second, and Fernando back safely.
I misspoke earlier. I said a wild pitch. It was Toddy was running on the pitch. Able to get back there. Warner wasn't even really at second base.
Three balls and a strike to Manny Machado with 2 down. Fernando in scoring position.
See if Manny gets loose here, 3-1.
Foul back to our right. That heavy sinker. 97 miles an hour from Ben Brown into his second inning of relief.
Manny uses timeout.
Padres 13th AB with a runner in scoring position. They're 4 for 12.
It's a good night so far. Chance to get even better here.
Machado chops it to third. Bregman looks. Fernando back and then fires to first base for the out that ends the inning. We're headed to the 7th with the Padres on top 6-5.
100 years ago.
So good to be back here at Petco Park in San Diego. France to deep left center field. Back and it is going to one hop up and over. That'll play 2. Up the middle into center field. From third comes Machado to tie the game. Here comes Ty France. Padres take the lead, which they still have on top 6-5 as we move to the 7th inning back at Petco Park in San Diego. And another inning here, at least started by Morihone after a 1-2-3-6. He starts the 7th. Pete Crow Armstrong with a swing and a foul tip on a sinker. So some moves here as Manny Machado comes out of the game at third base. Actually, it's going to be Sheets at first base. We'll show him first. And then Ty France moving from first to third.
Certainly hope Manny is all right. Saw him doing some work on his knee, it looked like.
Yeah, one of the doubles. 1-1 pitch is going to miss. So again, France at third, Sheets at first now defensively.
Jason Adam getting loose in the pen.
Down the line at first, a foul ball. It's after the second double.
It looks like they're working on his calf there. Might just be a little tightness. Long travel day yesterday or last night. See him pumping that calf, trying to loosen it up.
Full count. Pete Crow Armstrong leading it off here in the 7th. Swinging a foul, and again Fermin gets it. He has been stung so many times lately.
Man. If a foul ball can find an open spot on Fermin, it does.
Oof.
Oh.
The Ferminator is a tough kid.
You have to be if you're going to put that gear on. It is not for the weak.
That's ball 4 and a leadoff walk for Pete Crow Armstrong. Starts things in the 7th. That's the third leadoff walk allowed by Padres pitching in 7 innings. First 2, Randy Vasquez, as Jason Adam is up in the Padres pen. And keeping an eye on Crow Armstrong at first base. He represents the tying run.
Obviously a big spot here. ECA can run. He'll have to do it against a left-handed pitcher if he's going to take it.
There he goes. And here's the throw. It will be not in time, and nicely picked by Fernando to keep that from center field.
That's a great job by Toddy. PCA had that base stolen. First move, and he's got a huge jump, and Toddy does an excellent job of just keeping this ball from getting to the outfield.
So in the scoring position, tying run with nobody out. And an 0-2 to Horner. Elevates. At 99.
Horner, a tough guy to punch. You know, certainly could use an empty out.
And he struck him out. Gets away briefly from Fermin. He's got to throw him out. And does. Taking third, though. Pete Crow Armstrong. Once he saw that, he took off. So the strikeout, you got to throw him out. And they did, but in the process, Pete Crow Armstrong takes third base, now 90 feet away with 1 down.
Now the Padres will bring the infield in.
Michael Bush fights it off, fouling it off. Bush 0 for 3 has struck out twice and flied out to left. Runners in scoring position on third with fewer than 2 outs.
What you'll see with a runner on third is pitchers will try to crowd the hitter, not let him get extended, at least early.
A check swing foul has him down 0-2. 100-mile-an-hour fastball that time for Morihone. By the way, Morihone has only completed 2 innings pitched once this season. Trying to do that here tonight. Inning in a third deep out of the pen for San Diego. Again, you got Jason Adam up in the pen. Oh, he's going to challenge.
Set up.
Previous pitch was called a ball.
He set up in. And it was a crossfire. I think Freddie might win this one.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. That is strike 3.
The pitch was a strike. The batter is out. San Diego has 2 remaining challenges.
You can't fault the umpire on this one. They set up in, it crossfires over the plate and catches the top edge.
So Michael Bush is out number 2. And Morihone is going to be out of this game as Craig Stammen heads to the hill with Alex Bregman coming up next. Got Jason Adam ready to go in the pen. Got a pitching change from Petco Park in San Diego on the top of the 7th. Padres have a 6-5 lead. Cubs are making some noise. Padres baseball is presented by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. And by your Toyota dealers, we make it easy. Padres holding on to a 6-5 lead. In the top of the 7th inning with 2 outs, the Cubs have the tying run 90 feet away in Pete Crow Armstrong as Jason Adam checks in.
8th appearance, a 1.59 ERA. Opponents hitting just 190.
Alex Bregman will take strike 1. Adam has stranded 5 out of 5 inherited runners this season. This one is closer than 90 feet away. Fooled him on that slider. 0-2. Not a great swing from Bregman.
Good pitch. Slider exactly where Fermin wanted it. Bregman down 0-2.
Third straight slider. This one not tantalizing enough. Orhon responsible for Crow Armstrong, who's at third base. Goes an inning and 2/3. Chop foul over by the on-deck circle. On the Cubs side of things.
All sliders here to Bregman. 4 straight.
On the ground to third base. Francis got it. He twists and fires for out number 3. Jason Adam out of the jam. 7th inning stretch. Padres have the 6-5 lead. It's not Machado down there. It's Ty France. 5-3 on the putout. Padres lead at 6-5. Well, the Padres tonight with 2 stolen bases. And with that, the Padres stolen base presented by Uber Eats. Use code PadresDeal for $10 off your next order of $15 or more. Terms apply while supplies last. See app for details. On top, 6-5 as we head to the home half of the 7th inning. New pitcher, former Padre Phil Maton.
Maton making his 6th appearance of the year, 0-1 with a 13.50 ERA. Opponents in his little bit of time is hitting .353.
Xander Bogaerts leads it off here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the recipient of a strike on a sweeper. Xander 1 for 3 tonight, had a base hit to left in the 3rd inning. It's a big looping curveball that he features. It's been a while since Phil Maton was a Padre. Last year he was here was 2019. He's here for 3 seasons. This copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. The San Diego Padres.
Strong.
Thank you. So Phil Maton, originally a Padres 20th round pick out of Louisiana Tech. After leaving San Diego, went to Cleveland for 3 years, Houston for 3, Tampa Bay, New York with the Mets, St. Louis, Texas, year 1 here in Chicago. And a base hit into right field for Xander starts things here in the bottom of the 7th.
Great piece of hitting. 2-strike hitting. Bogey saw all spin into that last pitch, and it was a cutter moving away from him. Doesn't try to pull it. Stays inside the baseball with 2 strikes. That's just a good piece of 2-strike hitting there. Leadoff man aboard for the Pods.
Miguel Andujar 0 for 2 tonight with a walk and a sharply hit ball off the glove of Swanson. In behind him, everybody's going to be safe. If he picks that cleanly, he's got a chance for a double play. Instead, 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
This ball scolded by Andujar. Puts Dansby in a tough spot. He makes the play. It's terrific. Kind of lost his footing as he started to go after that. Padres cooking here in the 7th. 1st and 2nd now for Ty France.
France tonight has doubled to drive in 2. Grounded into a fielder's choice. Walked. Stole a base. Scored a run. Now 8 of the 9 starters have a base hit in this game for San Diego.
Breaking cutter there. Able to get it by Ty. Count moves to 2-1.
Chopped down the third baseline, fair ball. Down to the left field corner. Round from second comes Bogarts. And Duhar's going to try and score. He will, and the Padres take an 8-5 lead to third. Safe.
Have a day, Aztec for life. 4th RBIs on the night. Matt Shaw completely misplayed this ball. That allowed Ty to get the 3rd. Trying to snap hooks this one down that 3rd base line. Now watch Matt Shaw. He thinks this ball's going to hit and carry him off. It doesn't, and he has to kind of reverse course.
So a triple for Ty France that plates 2. And as you said, France with a 4 RBI night. Castellanos came up with a huge hit in the 5th.
It was this play down in the corner. Matt Shaw thought it was going to hit off that wall and come to him. Instead, he's got to retreat, get all the way back to the wall. That allows Ty to sneak in with the triple.
5th career triple for Ty France. It's been a while. His last was 2022.
I would say triples aren't a part of Ty's game.
They are tonight.
Greg Stammen continuing to push the right buttons with these guys alternating in this lineup. Ty France with 4 RBIs. Nick Castellanos with 2 RBIs.
Now Castellanos coming up with a big hit. They single to center in the 5th.
This one put the Padres back ahead. Adding some insurance here in the 7th.
Looking for more. And with France at 3rd, it's still nobody out. Ball 2. Popped up foul off to the right, out of play.
I keep saying it. The at-bats keep getting better and longer the more this game goes along. Another 7-pitch at-bat at least coming up.
More to follow. Fouled off a curveball. Four RBI game for Ty France, his first since September 19th of 22 at LA. One shy of his career high, 5 RBIs against Kansas City back in 2022. Another foul ball for Castellanos. Here's a look at our Disney Cruise Line cruise cam.
Defensive alignment for the Cubs. Interesting. You got the left side of the field playing about medium depth. The right side, particularly first base, playing in.
Ball 3.
Fine at bat being put together here by Nick Castellanos.
10th pitch of this AB coming up. It's the longest in the game. Freddie Fermin on deck. And it's strike 3. Rung him up, and he's going to challenge.
The previous pitch was called a strike. The batter has challenged.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
I think this one catches the edge.
It does. Castellanos strikes out.
Strike, and Diego has one remaining challenge.
But when you have 2 this late, you can take a risk there. Castellanos may have saw that up, but breaking ball catches the top edge of the zone.
Freddie Fermin, the only Padre in the starting 9 not to have a hit in tonight's game. A great time to get his first hit.
Padres want to be able to cash this runner in at third. Triple, no outs. You get 2 opportunities, less than 2. See if Freddie can come through.
Good block there by Esteros. Curveball kind of slipped on Maton. Falls behind 2-1. Fly ball down the right field line. Suzuki over into foul ground and sliding.
The ball ended in the stands.
No play to make.
Slide may have been just to stop himself.
Chopped to short. Swanson's got it, and he'll fire to first base for out number 2. Look the runner back. And remaining at third is France. He was there with nobody out. He's there now with 2 down.
It'll be left up to Razor Ramon Laureano.
Been on twice. Walking and reaching on an infield hit. He scored a run. Healthy Hackett, a sweeper. So the Padres with 6 or more runs in 4 consecutive games now, and have scored 32 runs in their last 4 games combined. They're starting to score some runs.
I mean, they largely have put together the offense without the likes of Toddy or Jackson or Manny being at their best, but that looks like it's starting to change.
Jacob Webb up in the pen right now for the Cubs. Strike 3 as Laureano strikes out, but the Padres add 2 more in the bottom of the 7th inning. Ty France driving in those 2 runs with a triple down to the left field corner that scores Bogarts. Scores Andujar. Padres enjoy an 8-5 lead. It's getting late. Headed to the 8th.
Welcome back to Petco Park, where the Padres lead the Cubs 8-5 in the top of the 8th. Mary Lou's Cook here. I'll be joined by Mike Pomeranz on the Padres post-game show. Ty France having himself a night, adding some insurance for the Padres in the previous frame. We'll take a closer look at his night, and Manny Machado exited the game in the 7th with what looked like his calf bothering him. We'll get you an update from the manager, Craig Stammen, as well as hear from a hero of the game. We'll see you after the last out.
All right, Mary Lou, thanks very much. We look forward to that. Back out there for Craig Stammen is Jason Adam, who got the final out of the 7th. Now pitching in his more familiar 8th inning, where he finds himself a lot. And he jumps ahead with a slider of Ian Happ, 0-2. Jay Cronenworth comes into the game at second base, moving from second to right field. Here's Fernando. Bring your group of friends, family, or co-workers together for a 2026 Padres game. Hospitality spaces are the perfect setting to socialize while making game day easy with all-inclusive food and beverage packages. Book your outing today, Padres.com/groups. Boy, Adam is on that extreme first base side of the rubber. Randy Vasquez, 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, walked 3, struck out 4. Pitcher of record right now. Andrew Morejon, an inning and 2/3, no hits, no runs. Adam got the last out of the 7th and the first out of the 8th. Strikes out Ian Happ, first K of the night for Jason Adam.
It's a good slider, backdoor variety. Happ out in front. It makes Jason Adam tough. He could throw all 3 of his pitches for strikes, and he could throw them at any time.
Seiya Suzuki, who homered earlier.
Yeah, hats off to Tabasco, who didn't have his best today, but grinded through 5, was given the opportunity. Made Craig Stammen look good.
Popped up first base way. Gavin Sheets, 2 down. So Adam has not thrown more than an inning in a game this season yet. Trying to do so here tonight. Has 2 outs in the 8th. Was this Ballesteros? Hit a grand slam back in the 3rd inning. And at the time put the Cubs on top 5-3. They have not scored since. And the Padres now enjoy an 8-5 lead. You're in the top of the 8th with 2 down.
Good change. It was the string by Asterios.
Center fielder Jackson Merrill over towards left center. Lots of green grass in right center. Between him and Fernando, who's now back out in right field. Softly hit, charging in is France from the shortstop spot, throws him out. That'll do it in the top of the 8th. Going to the bottom of the 8th with the Padres on top 8-5. As we head to the home half of the 8th inning, it's time now for our drive of the game, powered by Snapdragon.
Let's break down this Nick Castellanos AP. 4-seam heater away, is able to battle off 2 sinkers, lays off the tough knuckle curve, and then gets a four-seam fastball, shoots it right through the middle. This was the hit that put the Padres ahead. They've been able to add on since then, but this was a huge at-bat. Nick Castellanos coming up big for the Pods.
The pitcher into the game is Jacob Webb. Pitcher number 4 for the Cubs.
So Webb's numbers on the year: 13th appearance, 0-1 with a 4.66 ERA.
Fernando to center field. Creek Crow Armstrong will have room and makes the catch shy of the track for out number 1.
Just missed it. I think the last 3 at-bats for Toddy are good signs. This one finally gets the ball elevated on a ball down. Haven't quite seen him do that a lot. But given the 2 bullets he hit prior to that, and then him just missing that, things could be trending in the right direction for Toddy.
Jackson Merrill 1 for 4 night. An RBI single back in the first inning. Hauled off to the left, 2-2.
The Reaper begin to get loose in the Padre bullpen. Padres tack on a run. He may sit down. That's some high usage here early because the Padres have played a lot of these close games.
With a RBI single back in the first inning. And a 1 for 4 night, batting out of the 3 spot in the order. Batting with 1 out here in the 8th. Eighth pitch of this plate appearance for Jackson Merrill. Struck him out. Four-seam fastball at 93, out number 2 of the 8th. Well, join us tomorrow, same time, same place. The middle game of the 3-game series. Edward Cabrera in 5 starts, 2-0 with a 2.73 ERA for the Cubs against Walker Buehler. 5 starts, 1-2, 5.75. Join us at 6:15 for the Padres pregame show. And it's the Padres and Cubs in game 2. Gavin Sheets batting for the first time after he took over defensively at first base. Thought about it, takes the strike, down 0-2. What a blast to right field for Gavin Sheets. Holy Sheets!
In 2026, Gavin Sheets has enjoyed hitting at Petco Park. 4-seam heater, middle. There is nothing sweeter than the sound of barrel. All of a sudden now Bradley Rodriguez looks like he's getting loose.
Padres fans just scored a free jumbo jack from Jack in the Box with that Gavin Sheets home run. Fly ball right field as Suzuki camps underneath and will make the catch. Padres have added a run, take a 9-5 lead to the 9th inning. It is a non-save situation now, but he's still coming in. The Reaper. To 5, Padres have the lead as we move to the top of the 9th inning. He was hot, he was ready, and he's into the game. Mason Miller. Matt Shaw to lead it off. He was ducking out of the way of that nasty slider, and it's a strike.
Look at the numbers for Mason. 14th appearance, 1-0, a 0 ERA. Opponent's hitting 71. And if that doesn't describe Matt Shaw's face describes the experience of it all on that first pitch. The slider, he almost is ducking out of the way and it catches the outside edge, and all he could do is just kind of smirk.
Slowly rolled towards third base. Ty France is going to let it roll. And it's a fair ball. France thought it went foul, and he was standing right over it.
It's not reviewable, unfortunately.
No, not reviewable
but
either.
it did look like it was on the foul side. How is that fair? Wow. Stan may get rung here. This ball is clearly foul.
Called fair somehow by Dan Merzel, the home plate umpire. He's at least going to check with the third base umpire. Give him that. Maybe he'll overturn it.
Merzel messed this one up.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to understand how, though.
It's literally right there, standing over the ball.
So the Cubs will get the leadoff man on.
There's separation there, I'm afraid. So that is an infield hit. It shouldn't be. Boos cascading from the top of Petco Park in San Diego. Increasing by the moment.
Rightfully so.
He goes around. Dansby Swanson can't believe it. You didn't think he went? Why don't you check? I don't want to check. I already made the call. Yeah, I think he went anyway. What do you think?
I think he went.
Yeah.
But I also understand just asking for help. It's hard to see both the ball crossing the plate and the swing at the same time.
2 balls and a strike here to Dansby Swanson. Has been on twice, single and a walk. Strike 2. Line into left field, a base hit for Dansby Swanson, and it's first and second. Nobody out here for the Cubs in the 9th.
Dansby able to line up the 102, top of the zone, inside corner. Good stroke here by Swanson.
Well, that extra run the Padres got on the Gavin Sheets home run in the bottom of the 8th looms large now. Otherwise, the tying run would be at the plate right now. Strike 1 on the slider. Pedro Armstrong was struck out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and walked. Strike 2. This is on the line at the moment, and the first time that two have reached to begin an inning against Mason Miller all season. On the ground into right field, a base hit. Round from second, no. Shaw's going to be stopped at third, and with nobody out, the Cubs will bring the tying run to the plate. 3 straight hits to begin the 9th.
It's a slider below the zone, and PCA finds some outfield grass on the right side. And with the Cubs chasing 4, they're going to play it conservatively, bring the tying run to the plate. And Nico Horner.
I don't remember Ruben Niebla ever coming to the mound to talk to Mason Miller before.
It hasn't happened. As quickly and as unusual as it is to see 3 hits in a row off of Mason Miller, it won't be unusual if he retires the next 3 without a soul moving.
First time that he has ever given up 3 hits in a Padres uniform. Cubs already have a grand slam in this game. Ballesteros back in the 3rd. Ball 1. So I mentioned that it's the first time he's given up 3 hits this season. He had given up only 3 hits this season.
Yeah.
Before this outing.
Got to buckle down here now.
On the ground right side. Cronenworth will go to second for 1 on to first. It's late. Run will score. So that ends the scoreless streak for Mason Miller and makes it 9-6. More booing will follow, I promise you.
Indeed it will. Remember, that run only reached first because of a questionable call in terms of whether that ball was fair or foul.
Now it's 1st and 3rd. And tying run to the plate again, this time in Michael Busch. It's an 0 for 4 night from the number 2 spot in this Cubs order. Might be having a pitch count problem, not sure here.
They giving out the defensive sign 1st and 3rd, maybe. They want to do if Horner takes off. They can do it through pitch comm now.
That's why he didn't make any signs. In the dirt, gets away. From 3rd base comes Swanson. He will score, and it's now 9-7. That was a slider.
One of the rare times Freddie Fermin doesn't execute the technique in terms of getting his glove down in his chest in front. He tries to backhand it.
The umpire.
And just whiffed.
Strike one. Strike two.
The way Bush has taken these sliders is almost as if he's eliminated it prior to 2 strikes. Only hunting heaters, but it's been all sliders. See if he changes it up here with 2 strikes.
On the ground towards first base. Sheets will take it alone. That's 2 outs in the 9th inning. Corner will take third.
I think that was the read that Fermin and Miller both had. That Bush was eliminating slider and just hunting heater. So he threw him 5 consecutive sliders and gets the 2nd out.
So with that, 41,478, the 11th sellout of the season for the Padres, and Miller ready to work here to Alex Bregman. Strike one.
Another slider, 6 consecutive.
For the faithful, stand as one at Petco Park in San Diego. Strike two.
7 consecutive sliders.
They struck him out and the Padres win. Well, an unusual outing for Mason Miller. But a 9-7 Padres victory as they take game 1 of the series. Bregman couldn't hold up.
Slider after slider after slider to end it.
Eighth comeback victory of the season for the Padres. And a big night for Ty France, who drives in 4. Once again, our final score, 9-7. Padres beat the Cubs. Thank you for watching Padres Baseball, presented by Major League Baseball. For Tony Gwynn Jr. and Mike Pomerantz, I'm Don Orsillo. Now stay tuned for the Padres postgame show.
Down by 1 in the 5th with 2 outs. The Padres punch back with Nick Castellanos' 2-run single. It would be the go-ahead here. And you see Ty France scoring. San Diego would win game 1 of the series against the Chicago Cubs, a 9-7. The final score. We welcome you to the Padres postgame show. Mary Louise Cook alongside Mike Pomerantz and Ty France. The Padres have now won 9 games in a row here at Petco Park. In the month of April specifically, how would you assess the play of the Padres here at home?
Just complete. We're playing really good baseball. It helps when we're at home. The environment, you can't beat it. So just trying to play good ball and keep it rolling.
Yeah, San Diego guy, former Aztec, and now, look, I got to tell you, I've checked my bingo card. The power in Mexico City, I had that for you. The triple, I didn't have that, the speed right there. So you had a big night tonight, right? The double, 2 RBIs, the triple, 2 RBIs. Take me through the at-bats as you were able to handle such good off-speed stuff.
Why are you doubting my speed?
Was just the thing. I look at you and I think, a lot of tools, I didn't have that one, no. Deep faster than we thought.
Yeah, I saw it get in the corner, and I got halfway to third. My legs were about to give out, so just tried to keep pushing.
So you're calling me a liar, but then calling yourself out.
Yep, exactly.
I love that ear to ear grin. When you're seeing as many tough pitches as you guys are seeing, especially recently, is there a different mentality as far as the entire dugout's approach goes? Because you seem to stay with your program from the first through the 9th inning.
Yeah, I mean, it's been working, so, don't need to change. There's unbelievable amount of talent in the lineup, and so if every guy plays their game, hopefully we're going to come out on top.
Ty, also thinking about the month of April, you guys have not dropped back-to-back games all month. What would you say about this team's mentality and the ability to bounce back immediately after a tough loss like the one you guys had yesterday in Mexico City?
Yeah, I think just try not to put too much weight on one loss. This is a good baseball team, and just go out and play our game, and we'll be in a good spot.
All right, Ty, thank you so much for
Also
joining
a stolen base in there, wasn't there?
Ty France speed game.
Oh, my goodness. Ty France speed game.
That's awesome, man. Thank you so much for the time. Go enjoy the clubhouse. That's fantastic. He's such a great-natured guy. But speed not typically part of his game. Let's go to that 5th inning. Down 5-4. Manny Machado, he had a big day. He would double here, and this is when the rally kind of gets going, because with 2 outs, Ty France is up. They make a pitching change here. Out goes Boyd. In comes Ben Brown. And Brown misses right there. But remember, Chicago's out of challenges. That should have been strike 3. Ty knew it, but then he gets ball 4. And those challenges burned early come home to roost. Then that pitch right there, Castellanos checking up on a breaking ball. That's kind of been a bugaboo for him all season. Buys him another pitch and also allows Ty France to steal second. So that base hit by Castellanos comes not with first and third, but then with second and third. And it's a 2-run base hit, and he gets a second on the throw. Really good job, I thought, of execution all the way around by those guys. And I don't care what Ty says. He can do a lot of things. But speed usually isn't one of them, but it paid off big for the Padres tonight.
Oh my gosh, Ty France is such a treat to have in San Diego. I mean, like you mentioned, a well-mannered guy. I mean, he's just like, he's fun to talk to.
Ty France speed game, he tells me.
Ty France speed game is crazy, but I love it.
Yeah,
I love it, I love it. He's been a lot of fun to watch. So now another guy that was fun to watch before he came out, and we'll get into that a little bit later, Manny Machado looked like he's starting to heat up. 3 for 4 today. What stood out to you about Manny's game?
Well, I think the work that he's put in with Steven Souza, the hitting coach, and the other coaches is really starting to pay off. He is really getting the bat through the zone tonight. 3 for 4, the single, a couple of doubles, 3 runs scored. He does, as you pointed out, lead the game in the 6th inning with his left leg bothering him. We are going to hear from Craig Stammen on that in a couple of moments, kind of get you an update on where things stand. But he's really swinging it well. Fingers crossed, he's so tough. We've seen him play through so much. Hopefully this isn't going to be a long issue, but for him, on this bouncing ball to third, this is kind of his thing. He's going to take his time when his body is bothering him a little bit and getting down the line when he feels it's going to be a sure out. But it was at that point right there that they elected to take him out of the ball game, and I thought, that's not like him at all. So fingers crossed everything's okay.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for sure. So when he did come out of the game, Ty France, who was at first, slid over to third, and he is our Honda helpful moment tonight. Offensively and defensively, and I mean speed-wise, hello.
Yeah, apparently, correction on me. But he was just swinging it so well. I thought that first opportunity to hammer a changeup was a really good job. You're going to get a lot of them from Matthew Boyd. It was either that or the four-seamer early, and he sat on it like he knew it was coming. And in this play, defensively, get up there, young man. Apparently he can jump to, I don't know what he can't do, but he can definitely pick it, and he was doing so today, and then he would hammer this ball down the left field line. Hard to hit a triple in this league, period. Harder to do it into the left field corner, but apparently not when you have superhero speed. So smiles all the way around. He has himself a 4 RBI night. That's after 2 home runs 2 days ago in Mexico City. So guys are starting to heat up and play consistently. We've seen him hit the ball well in his career.
For sure.
And he was a Gold Glove defender just a year ago. but it was really interesting to see the way he was able to put together such good at-bats with more limited and spotty playing time, because most big leaguers tell me that's the biggest challenge, is going from a regular playing every day, finding a rhythm, to coming in certain spots. It's not often. The guy hits 2 home runs in Mexico City. Remember, he was out of the lineup the next day. Typically, that gets you back in the lineup, but Craig Stammen running things a little bit differently, and to Ty's credit, he stayed in the groove.
I mean, and to Craig's credit, too, he seems to be getting the best out of a lot of these different guys and giving different guys different opportunities, and so it's been interesting to watch for sure, and of course, we'll get some thoughts from Craig later on here in the show, but definitely nice to see the Padres get 9 in a row here at home. We'll get you an update on Manny Machado from Craig Stammen on the other side. Stick with us.